for the greater good.
You'll no longer be beloved celebrities.
The much-awaited Season 4 of the diabolical anti-superhero drama The Boys is finally here with the first 3 episodes, and things have started off with a bang. First 3 episodes have thrown up everything from new prizes to new Supes. But one of the most defining moments in the narrative is the calmer and more composed Homelander. The twisted Supe and leader of the Seven acknowledges that he needs someone incredibly smart to devise a roadmap for him going ahead, and he recruits Sister Sage, the world's smartest person, into the team. So far, the duo have set things rolling in a direction that is all set to fulfill their plans, and in this video we will explore the depths of their elaborate plans for the perfect future of the Supes.
Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
Like Caesar.
Why did Homelander recruit Sister Sage in the first place? The narcissistic, selfish, and arrogant individual that he is, Homelander, is rarely concerned about the other members of the Seven as long as they all obey and fear him. However, we have seen a slightly different version of Homelander so far, especially after he finds out that he is showing signs of aging. He also realizes that he is surrounded by a group of cowardly individuals who are just careful about not offending him. Fear makes them incapable of criticizing him when he is wrong, and Homelander knows that things are not exactly going his way with a murder trial and the strong opposition from one part of the public. Under these circumstances, Ashley, the acting CEO of Vought, suggests taking in a new member into the Seven, and she proposes a long list of Supes. Sister Sage catches the attention of Homelander, and later he personally pays her a visit to seek her services. He promises her the recognition and respect that she deserves, and assures her that he will be listening to her opinion, keeping his ego aside. The entire recruitment process of Sister Sage and what follows makes it clear as daylight that the super smart Supe is here to stay, and it also makes it clear that Homelander is not as silly and blinded by his power as we had thought, and he is smart enough to acknowledge when he really needs help.
Of course not.
No.
Company still needs a figurehead like Ronald McDonald or Buster Beaver.
What is the end game for Sister Sage and Homelander in the show? From the workings of Sister Sage, it is quite clear that she is extremely methodical aside from being the smartest person in the world. She has a lot of clarity regarding what she wants, and she has the exact plan in her mind to get the job done. A major part of her plans are out in the open following the meeting with Victoria Newman, where Homelander and Sister Sage lay out their proposal for an alliance. They assure her that they will ensure that she becomes the president of the country, which will mean that a Supe is on the most powerful seat in the administration. Now, for this to materialize, Robert Singer, Newman's political partner and senior, who is all set to become the president, will have to be killed. He is the only obstacle standing in the way of Sister Sage's sinister plans, and his assassination will create a swift process where Victoria can declare an emergency and take over. This will be quite a challenging task because Robert Singer is not a puppet, and he is well aware of Victoria Newman's Supe identity. In fact, he is already working with the CIA and the boys to come up with a plan to kill Victoria Newman before it's too late. How Homelander and his accomplices plans to get rid of Robert Singer and whether he can really be killed remains to be seen, but it is a major component in Sister Sage's roadmap for Homelander's unchallenged supremacy. She has also triggered violence and hate between the supporters of Homelander and the supporters of Starlight, and a clever plan even frames a few innocent Starlight supporters for the brutal killings of 3 Homelander fans. Attain leaks out the video to prove their innocence, but the instance shows how Sister Sage can cause chaos and violence so easily. Once Victoria Newman assumes power, Homelander even wants her to disclose her Supe identity to the public. However, the bigger part of the plan is quite terrifying, as Sister Sage and Homelander intends to have a Supe in charge of every police department in the US. We have already learned that Supes are usually deadly for the normal human, and having them on a seat of power in almost every front of the country will successfully introduce the kind of fascist state that Homelander dreams of. He may not be in power by the books, but he knows that he will be the one pulling all the strings and influencing all the decision-making in such a world. Such a situation would threaten and jeopardize any opposition to the dominance of the Supes, and it is an ominous sign for the CIA and the boys who plan to neutralize the Supes and bring about a better world.
You look great. Really suits you.
Well,
Why does Sister Sage agree to help Homelander? Is she truly evil? If you've watched the first 3 episodes of Season 4, you already know that Sister Sage is a far cry from the bloodthirsty and twisted Homelander. She is not a sadistic individual who derives joy from the pain of others, and this makes you wonder why she took up the offer from Homelander in the first place. We believe that some tragedies in her life have shaped her in a certain way and instilled some serious contempt for human beings. She looks down upon the average human, and after learning all the political theories and history of human civilization, Sage is convinced that handing them the power to decide is not necessarily a wise move. Even during her first meeting with Homelander, she points out that even well-intended democracies fail because people are stupid, and she wants to capitalize on her ideas. As of now, it is probably such that Sister Sage will derive joy from watching the downfall of humans, just like she predicted, and her primary motivation is simply to test out her theories. Besides this, there is another major reason behind joining the Seven, especially when Homelander personally goes up to her with the offer. Firstly, she is smart enough to know that if she rejects the offer, she will be killed. Secondly, she believes in her abilities to manipulate and convince Homelander to do her bidding. And lastly, she is probably tired of her uneventful life where she is surrounded by books and gets no recognition. Joining Homelander and the Seven gives her respect and recognition, and even the smartest individual on the planet cannot ignore such prospects. This brings us to the most important question that can also determine what happens in the next stages of the narrative. Is Sister Sage really evil? It is a very difficult question to answer at the moment because we do not have enough evidence to suggest something convincing. However, there are a few indications to suggest that she is a woman of reason and doesn't enjoy unnecessary violence. During the interrogation of an employee at Vought suspected of leaking valuable information to Starlight, Sister Sage tries her best to comfort the terrified employee before Homelander lasers her brains out. When this individual who is likely innocent is killed unnecessarily, Sister Sage is not amused, and she even gives Homelander a mouthful for his rash actions. So far, we have not detected signs of evil in this character, but she is surely disillusioned unless she has a whole different game plan of her own.
Shouldn't we take them off the streets and put them back on the Masked Singer where they belong?
Does Victoria Newman know that Robert Singer is plotting her assassination? Will this change the plans of Sister Sage and Homelander? After the boys fail to execute the assassination attempt on Victoria Newman, a meeting takes place where Robert Singer expresses his frustration. He talks about how the failure can reveal that he is running after Victoria Newman's life, and now things will be even more difficult from here on. Everyone acknowledges that it will be a dreadful world if a Supe is assigned a powerful position at the Oval Office, and they don't even know that the bigger plans to make her the president yet. If Victoria Newman indeed learns about Robert Singer's attempts in her life, there can be a few changes in the plans they agreed upon. Homelander may have to step in to fasten the process, and they will have to be a lot more careful while assassinating him. On the other hand, we can also expect Robert Singer to stay safer than usual because this is not his first rodeo and he will be weary of the risks. He can even slip under the radar if the need arises to stay clear of Homelander or any other Supe who might be sent to have him killed. Can Sister Sage turn her back on Homelander? The smartest person in the world cannot be someone's puppet or plaything, and Sister Sage is far from being one of Homelander's minions like Deep or Noir. Currently, she is supporting his cause and visions because she believes that it will be benefiting her as well. She also looks down upon the human race in general, and as of now, she is probably not too concerned about the outcome of her plans. However, all of this is subject to change. If at any point in time, Sister Sage realizes that Homelander assuming a powerful position in the administration would actually destroy the world order as we know it, and even someone like her wouldn't be safe, she might just support the boys and bring about his downfall. There is a strong probability of something like this happening because we are already seeing traces of doubt in Sister Sage, which we will discuss later in the video. She is definitely capable of turning her back on Homelander, and if she does change sides, you can be sure that she has a very good reason behind shifting her allegiance. There's also an outside possibility that Sister Sage has a whole different game on the side. Maybe she is simply supporting Homelander at the moment to fulfill her personal mission, and she will sabotage his dreams the moment her job is done. What can her personal plans be? It is too early to even guess, but she might be eyeing the position of the president of the country, a position that is actually achievable for her if she plays her cards right. Try to imagine the situation where she gets Robert Singer killed by Homelander and then conspires with the boys to get rid of Victoria Newman and Homelander. Sister Sage is not exactly a Supe in terms of superpowers, and no one will oppose a super smart lady taking up a position of power after all the violence. This might sound outrageous as of now, but it is certainly a food for thought as you wait for the upcoming episodes. What are the implications of Sister Sage performing lobotomy on herself? Is she doubting her plans? The final moments of the third episode show Sister Sage enjoying some fast food, a TV series, and she even becomes physically intimate with Deep, possibly the dumbest member among the seven. All these actions are unlikely from someone with the finest brains in the world, and this draws our attention to the bloodied tool lying on the table. The fans have theorized that she used the tool to perform a lobotomy on herself, and from the way she is unbothered about her actions, this is not her first time. But why would the smartest person in the world opt for a lobotomy, a process to manipulate the brain into just about anything? From the looks of it, the stress of her work and witnessing a brutal killing has pushed her over the edge, and she has performed the lobotomy as a way to escape the real world temporarily. Of course, she wouldn't have to risk her powers for a momentary enjoyment, and you can expect her to be back in her smart avatar very soon. However, the fact that she went ahead with the process shows that she might be questioning her plans by now. She has seen the demented and twisted side of Homelander, and she probably wonders if siding with him is a smart idea. If she is indeed doubting her plans and visions, you can expect her to change sides like we've already discussed. And wouldn't that make things even more interesting? Marvelous verdict. Sister Sage has a key role to play in Season 4. The appearance of Sister Sage in the show is not a fluke, and this character has been introduced for a specific purpose. There is no such character in the graphic novels, and so there is no way to tell which way Sister Sage will go in the crucial moments of the narrative. However, from the influence that she has already established on Homelander and the way her incredible mind works, it is quite a simple deduction that she is going to make life different for the anti-Supe department, including the boys. Her plans are spot on, and so far Homelander has obeyed her more often than not. Whether or not she's truly evil or simply misdirected, we will find out soon enough. But it can be said with certainty that Sister Sage has a very important role to play in the events of Season 4 going ahead. Do let us know in the comments below about your thoughts on Sister Sage and Homelander teaming up as the nightmarish duo with brains and brute force. Also, tell us where you see Sister Sage in the episodes to come, and what you truly expect from this intriguing character.
If you enjoyed this video, click on the like button and comment below about which other movie reviews you would want to watch. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.